Well, hello, old friends, and welcome back to the channel. Great news! It's Babylon 5 time, and today we get to watch Season 5, Episode 4, A View from the Gallery. Friends, there's nothing to it but to do it. If you could do me a quick favor, though, and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for Babylon 5, or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and what is now? Now it's time for A View from the Gallery, the 4th episode of the 5th and final season of the one and only Babylon 5. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Probe? Being intercepted? Interesting. That's jump space, too. It's Lockley. We haven't seen her in a while, since the first episode.
Lockley, go.
We've got something on the long-range hyperspace probes, Captain.
Is it them?
Could be. They destroyed the probe before we could get much information.
On my way. Anything else on the scanners?
Not yet. They're at maximum range as it is.
Keep scanning. All right, people. We don't have confirmation yet, but this may be the scout fleet the game warned us about. Apparently, they're the advanced wing of a hostile alien force that's scouting out this sector for likely worlds to invade.
Oh, great.
Our task is to make sure they either don't leave here, or they leave convinced that we are neither soft nor vulnerable. We win this battle, they go away, we save ourselves a great deal of trouble in the future. We lose, this will get a hell of a lot worse.
Maybe they should contact the Shadow and the Vorlon.
Yeah. President Sheridan been notified yet?
As soon as we got the signal.
I want a life pod set aside for him and Delin in case things get out of control.
Whoa. It is interesting that's one of her first thoughts, was to make sure that Sheridan's safe. Yeah, let's get some White Stars out here, too.
Come on, let's go!
Those are badass, but...
Looks like another red alert.
Yep.
Third one this month.
Seems like every week something goes wrong around here.
Wonder what this one's about.
Don't know. Guess we'll find out in a little bit.
I like that. A view from street level, as these guys are fixing Babylon 5.
Why are you here?
God, we've been through a lot, haven't we? Amazing show. I've been thinking a lot about Lanier's departure, and I am very concerned. I'm very concerned because he's obviously trying to prove himself to Delin in ways that he doesn't need to, but I guess he feels he needs to, at least to make him as worthy as John in her eyes. At least that's the way I'm viewing it. That's a way to get yourself killed.
We have no information on the disposition of the enemy forces, their weapons, their relative strength, and all the White Stars are out on missions. They won't get...
There's our guys working in the background.
Now, my job is to protect you and to protect the station, not necessarily in that order.
That part I understand.
If our positions were reversed, what would you do?
They're not reversed.
I'll do what I can.
Mr. President, it's vital.
A lot of these bigwigs, they're only worried about protecting their own skin. Sheridan, he's down in the trenches with everybody else.
This is the view from the gallery. Love it.
Oh, you've seen him and Delin together, right? Huh? Now that's true love, my friend.
I like
You don't
this.
see that very often.
Very true. He's a good man.
Yep. Good man.
What everybody thinks from the surface level.
What the hell are these things for?
What do you mean?
I mean, what do they do?
Well, what do you mean, what do they do? Run them along the floor like this.
What does it do?
Maybe it looks for cracks, or it does something to the metal, makes it stronger, I don't know.
So you don't know what it does either.
No.
Guess it's time for lunch.
The hell with this conundrum. Oh, we're gonna stick with them, huh? I like this.
What's it taste like?
It's hard to say, Bo. Kind of, spooish, I guess.
No, you're supposed to say chicken.
Huh?
That's the joke. Whenever you eat something strange and someone asks, what's it taste like? You're supposed to say chicken. It's funny that way.
It doesn't taste like chicken.
Tastes like spoo, whatever the hell that is.
Trade you for the hot salami.
I don't know.
Ah, come on, Bo, be a guy.
How about half and half? What if this thing sucks, dude? It'd be funny if he's like, that tastes like chicken.
Oh, man. This stuff is awful.
At 10 credits an ounce, if you can believe that.
The Centauri love it?
Oh, they go nuts for it.
Man, no wonder their hair stands straight up.
Maintenance, we need someone in med lab and observation dome ASAP.
How's the salami?
It's awesome.
Tastes like chicken.
I'd be like, you're giving me that salami back because I'm sure that cost a pretty penny as well.
All right, listen up. I want everyone that can be moved.
So let's see in the background where one of our guys will be.
Exposure to space, trauma, lacerations.
It's in med bay and the observation deck, right? Yep, there he is.
System's probably locked up. Give me 2 minutes and I'll get it back online.
Thanks. All right, listen up. Check.
Love this.
Wish I knew what kind of life forms we're in for. Makes it kind of hard to prepare.
Why? It's just that why bother? Whoever they are, whatever they are, they're coming here to kill us. If I see one of them flopping on the deck gasping for air, I'm gonna let him buy it.
That's not Franklin.
I don't agree.
Why not?
Because I'm a doctor.
You know, see, the thing is, I wasn't always going to be a doctor. See, my father is career military, just like his dad and his dad before him.
Oh, yeah. The general.
Eris was shot down and captured by enemy forces.
My father was first officer on the Eris. And when that ship went down, we were told that there wasn't much chance anybody would survive. Or that any survivors would be allowed to live by the enemy.
He did.
I remember watching ISN when they opened up the enemy base and 3 injured soldiers came out. One of them was my father. The base doctor had kept him alive over the objections of the CO because he believed that life was sacred and had to be preserved.
Love that.
When I saw him walk out, supported by the doctor, I knew right then that's what I wanted to do with my life.
Love it.
So when this is all over, I'll be out there looking for anybody I can save, on our side or theirs, because that's what I do. Need those atmospherics back online?
You have it.
Love it.
So, what happened to the doctor that helped your dad?
Shot and killed by his own men. Said he was a traitor.
Jesus. So we got one guy in command.
Working fine a moment ago, and then the wiring just shorted out.
Yeah, let me take a look.
He can overhear the conversations. So cool.
We read 3 scout vessels ahead of the main assault group.
Well, we can't let any of them get back to the main group. Make sure that...
Here they come.
Through the gate. Oh, they're coming through firing.
I can't get a lock. They're blowing past.
Are they too fast for us or better tech? Just light
Fire!
them up.
Splash bogey 1.
There we go.
Lock on bogey 2.
Okay, so we can take them out.
Direct hit on bogey 2.
They're scanning us, trying to access our defense information.
Yep.
Ah, there's your problem.
Dump leader, I got it.
Jesus.
She's outrunning them, out of range of the primary weapon system.
Ah, there you go.
Secondary's back online.
Fire!
Nice going, dude.
Yeah, that's your problem.
We did say they had a problem with infestation, didn't we? That's what Zach said.
The rest of them won't be far behind. We're in serious guano here, Lieutenant. Better alert the ambassadors and go through emergency evac procedures.
Understood.
While you do that, I'm gonna go have a little talk with Mr. Garibaldi.
Why? Great shot. Coming out of the weld.
Hey, how'd it go?
Another B-15.
In CNC? Oh man, we're gonna catch hell for that one. Damn crawlers are all over the place. Can you hand me that R12?
What you didn't bring it aboard. That's not your fault.
If I needed somebody to watch my back in a fight, I'd pick her. Oh, she's tough and she's smart. I'm just glad she's on my side.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean? No. Come on. You said it. You must have meant something.
You just hear things, rumors.
Like what?
Yeah, what'd you hear?
Back when we were fighting Earth, trying to get rid of President Clark, scuttlebutt is she was on the wrong side of the fight.
So what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. You asked me what the rumor was, and I told you.
You shouldn't listen to rumors, Bo. This place is full of them.
If she was a Clark sympathizer, though, I don't think they would have given her Babylon 5, even if John asked for it.
If I shouldn't listen to rumors, then why the hell did you ask me to tell you what they were?
I just like to stay informed, that's all.
You shouldn't listen to rumors. Me, however, give me all the rumors.
We got Brown Sector again.
I know.
I thought Del Rey was working Brown Sector.
Del Rey's down sick.
Oh, damn it, Captain.
Blue 7.
Oh, I love it.
How the hell was I supposed to know that they could download our tactical
You're
system?
supposed to be head of covert intelligence. Well, right now, I am not seeing a hell of a lot of intelligence, covert, overt, or otherwise.
No, I didn't ask them if they could scan us. I also didn't ask them if they could wax the hull or deliver pizza. Now, some of the questions I think about and some I don't. You can't think of every possible question.
I don't know, scan's a pretty big one, Mike.
Meanwhile, I suggest you go back to the game and think up all those questions you didn't think up before. Because we have an assault fleet on the way here, mister. And I'd like to have at least a fighting chance of surviving the next 12 hours.
These guys are just like invisible.
Pizza sounds good.
Nah, can't get good pizza up here.
I know a guy.
Oh, here we go again.
Hey, listen, the hard salami was apparently pretty good. If he's got a pizza guy.
I really hate it down here, Bo.
So we're down in Brown, so the telepaths are down here.
Looks like we've had seepage from the water reprocessing system again. They keep tapping the pipes for fresh, and they never close them up right again.
That's like in The Expanse,
Why
when
don't
they're
they
going
just
after
shut
water.
down the jump gate when this sort of thing happens?
They can't just shut down the gate. Thing takes 4 or 5 days to heat up and 2 days just to shut down.
Wow.
Okay, you better get down to the sanctuary. They need the place prepped for some religious ceremony.
Heading out.
I was going to say, you guys are apparently doing it all.
The first wing of the attack is coming through. I repeat, the first wing is coming through.
This is interesting to have a backdrop of a potential invasion, but told through the eyes of like the general population of Babylon 5. And these guys are in an interesting situation to be able to witness firsthand a bunch of this stuff.
Going on break for a bit unless you need us.
Negative, you're clear for now.
Well, there's a fight going on outside. We're going to take a break. We know there's a huge fight going on, but we're just going to watch it.
When you see red, that's one of ours going up. The green, that's the other guys.
How can you tell?
They're Atmo.
Can't have an explosion. You can't have fire unless you have some kind of atmosphere in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Those other guys must use some other atmosphere. I don't know, carbon monoxide, something. So when the thing blows, it's different, green.
Awesome.
Asked one of the pilots the other day, told me all about it. Most of them act like we don't exist.
Yeah, hot shots.
Yeah, but this one was okay.
Hey, that was a red one.
Let's hope it wasn't your guy.
Hey.
Gates
look.
open. All right, we got a white star.
Captain said they wouldn't be back for a while yet. I guess this baby was a little closer to home than the others.
Sure looks pretty.
You think?
Hell yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I always thought they looked like plucked chickens.
What?
What?
Hey, look, it's not my fault they were designed that way.
Uh-oh, look. That's a breaching pod.
Oh my God.
Attention all residents. You are advised to move to the shelters at once. We are being boarded.
This is crazy.
You heard the man?
This adds to the tension because we don't see our command staff, like how they're answering this type of, what the response is. You know, we're sort of as in the dark as people in the gallery, people just normal on Babylon 5.
Let's just hope we're not between levels. Manual override.
Oh, careful guys. Oh, look at these guys. So I'm assuming these are all plasma weapons because of the... Is that Zach? Oh! Careful, guys. Come on, guys. These guys are going to be like in the action and hearing everything. I love it. I love it.
I suggest you remain here until the fighting stops.
Yeah, but the fighting's right outside.
Nonetheless, it is safe.
They've already taken one out. They have a helmet.
Fellow of infinite jest. I knew him, Horatio.
He loves his Shakespeare, doesn't he?
Mac, actually. This is Bo. You know this guy?
Yorick.
He was killed just outside that door. His helmet rolled in here and stopped just where you're sitting.
Okay.
We can still feel him. what he was, what he did.
Like an aftershock?
It's still there for a few minutes. Then it will disappear, joining him in silence.
Telepaths. The telepaths we heard about? The ones that Sheridan let live down here?
They're being nice, guys.
Oh, shouldn't you folks be in a shelter? It's a lot less dangerous.
Dangerous for who? I do like the helmets. They're cool.
Though cruel and capricious, bringing us into a world that fears us and hates us, nature did not leave us entirely without protection.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so.
Honest to God, telepaths wouldn't bother me.
You know, this thing goes on much longer, Bo, and, we're gonna have a breach.
It's okay. They're the best pilots in the sector. Just wish I was out there with them.
Do you?
Can you fly, Bo?
Tell me that it matters to you.
Bo, I don't...
Yes, it matters to me.
I like this. He's gonna put you out there.
What the hell?
I like Bo. He's going along with it, just about everything here. He was smiling whenever the guy stopped, aiming at them.
It's quiet outside. Fighting seems to have moved down the hall.
Goodbye.
See, I mean, Byron, this should show you, man, there's definitely people here that aren't, I mean, I know that they probably have experienced a lot, just terrible behavior by mundanes, but, Bo's a great example for us that he wasn't, obviously wasn't upset at Byron or the telepaths or scared of them, smiling the whole time. I love that.
And whose idea was it to send the White Stars away at a time like this?
They are still returning from guarding the Enfili homeworld.
Right.
I was talking to the universe. The universe hates me, you know. I don't know why. I have never done anything to the universe to,
Londo.
Well, all right, a few things, but after a while you would think it would be enough. Yes, we have had our little fun with Lando Molari for now. Perhaps it is time to move on and find someone else to play with.
You're one of the big players, Londo. The universe likes to watch its stars.
When I was a child, your people decided that the rebellion by my people needed to be discouraged. So your people bombed 7 of our major cities for 6 straight days, 31 hours a day. You thought you could bomb us into submission. We spent our days in shelters we made ourselves. We sang songs. We prayed. We ate. We slept. I spent my life in one such shelter or another. I will tell you the truth, Molari. This is probably the closest thing I have to a home.
Jakar, Jesus.
Don't start singing. We'll frighten the children. We have enough misery to deal with as it is. We don't need to add more.
Are you kidding? Start singing, Jakar.
Where were you spending your time as a child? Playing in the Imperial Gardens, learning Centauri table manners?
I was never a child. I had responsibilities.
I was never a child. Wow.
I spent my years in one shelter after another, but sooner or later, I was able to leave the shelter. You do not have that luxury. You carry your shelter with you every day. You did not grow up. You grew old.
God, I love these two.
Afraid I won't come back, Shakan.
No, afraid you will.
These two. Oh my God. I mean, the journey of these two characters. Oh my Lord.
How long you figure they've been married?
Attention all personnel.
I'm surprised they don't have Mac and Bo like out at the places that are being hit, doing like repairs on the fly. Ooh, there's that breach. Yeah, that one White Star's drawing a ton of fire.
Yeah.
All hands are needed on Red 1. We have fires on the deck burning in from the hull.
On our way.
Oh my God, guys, be careful. It would be just like JMS to give us these two guys and then take them away. Another breaching pod. Lord almighty.
Now, this isn't going well, Delenn. I need to know that you are safe.
Really?
You two. Do you know where the life pods are?
Yes, sir.
Escort Ambassador Delenn there at once.
But, sir, we were told...
Doesn't matter. I need everyone in security on the firing line, and that leaves you. With luck, the rest of the White Stars will get here on time, and we won't even need the pods.
What if we do? What if the station falls?
Then, as you said to me once, I'll see you again in the place where no shadows fall.
Mac and Bo are like, yeah, look, yeah, there we go. I am very impressed with this one. I like the narrative device of using Mac and Bo as our narrators. Really good stuff.
What is your name?
Ma'am?
That was not a difficult question.
No one's asked.
Well, folks at your level, I mean, we don't get asked that a lot, ma'am. We just get orders. My name is Mac, and this is Bo. We're kind of a team. Floaters, I guess you could say.
We get assigned to whatever needs doing.
Yeah, we keep the place running.
That means you can do it all.
Worker cast.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. We're just about as worker cast as you're ever gonna find up here.
Now, if you don't mind, ma'am, the launch bays are this way.
If I'm launched in a life pod, and let us say shortly after the launch, the equipment is accidentally smashed from the inside, what would happen to the pod?
It'd crash into Epsilon 3.
Or explode.
I can tell you that if I were going to be sent away in a life pod,
I would smash the controls.
to watch everything I love and have fought for die before my eyes without even a chance to keep it together, the life pod would suffer just such a terrible accident.
Ambassador, what would you like us to do?
Then we may as well assume that it has happened already, and that the life pod is not safe for me to enter.
The president is right, ma'am. It's not safe here for either one of you.
I know, but it's home for both of us.
Ma'am, you two really do love each other, don't you? Suddenly, I think I understand Sheridan a lot better. Well, dead or alive, I'd claw my way out of hell and straight through 10 miles of solid rock to see that smile again.
Oh, please don't kill these guys. JMS.
Oh, yeah? All right.
What? What is it?
The cavalry is here. Yeah.
The White Stars. Oh my God, one just came through a jump gate and was immediately taken out. Oh no, it was a green explosion.
I mean, they look like angels swooping in out of the sky.
I thought you said
they look like
plucked chicken, yeah.
So not right now, they don't. Do you ever wish you could be out there? You know, riding fire with the rest of them?
I was.
All of this is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than anyone should ever have to deal with.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
But you guys are part of the story.
God knows the age of every tree and the color of every flower. And he knows just how wide your shoulders are. And he'll never give you anything to carry that's bigger than you can handle.
Maybe that's what you have to do to get by in a place like this.
And what's that?
Grow bigger shoulders. Best get back to work.
You guys make it? I'm not counting any chickens before they're hatched here.
Body parts, ship parts, fuel cores, all of it has to be picked up and taken away. Or it'll just float around until it messes something up.
Amazing little bit of information.
They get all the glory, we clean up all the mess.
That's the other side of glory, guys. And that's Doc Franklin. Welcome to Babylon 5. Great way to frame that with all the bodies.
Cleanup details still working on bays 3 and 7. They figure they'll have the work done by 09.
Damn, they did a number on us.
Good. Mission accomplished. They'll move on to the next target. Let's just hope it doesn't have anything to do with us.
Captain Lockley?
Yes?
Mac's like,
I know you're new here and all, and, I just wanted to say...
Thanks.
You're okay in my book, ma'am.
Thank you.
Shoot your shot, Mac. Look at that. Boy, the computer graphics have gotten, oh my word, right?
Hello, Mac. Bo.
She knows who we are.
She remembered my name.
our names.
I think I'm in love.
She's married.
Yeah, we could work something out. So lunch?
Sure, I'm treating. How about some spoon?
At 15 credits an ounce already.
Oh, I love it. Oh, a very interesting way to do that. We'll talk about it. Boy, oh boy. All right, everybody, we just finished watching Babylon 5, Season 5, Episode 4, A View from the Gallery. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished A View from the Gallery, the 4th episode of the 5th season of the one and only Babylon 5. I really like this. I've always been a fan of changing and shifting perspective, especially inside an established story. So, again, you know, we've had sort of, I often think of the, remember the Chronicles of Narnia? Everybody goes, yes, Greg. In the Chronicles of Narnia, technically and I believe how they went through this was after the silver chair, A Horse and His Boy. That one, and I'm working on the very edges of my memory, friends. A Horse and His Boy actually took place during the events of the first book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, if I'm remembering correctly, after the kids have been there a bit. And again, not to give anything away and trying to work around it, but there's a shift in, you switch to a different narrator, essentially a different protagonist, but you start to hear in the background things that are happening to the people that you remember as like, the kings and queens of Narnia. Once a king or queen of Narnia, always a king or queen of Narnia. And I always enjoyed that, even as a kid, like being able to see, oh, this is how everyone else sees them. Some good, some bad. You know, you're also subject to the interpretations of whoever is acting as your lens for these other characters. And I thought that was really cool. And I mean, you can even say that, you know, more modern shows like Andor have done this, where Andor basically takes you down to almost the foot soldier level of the rebellion, the boots on the ground of the rebellion, who's finding these things, who's doing these things. And the big galactic players as they stand, you know, before the Darth Vaders and the Emperors and all that stuff are whispered and hushed, you know, talked about in shadowy circumstances. They're more myth than anything else. And I really like that because I think they did something like that with Mac and Bo, where Mac and Bo were able, you know, initially it was all Sheridan, you know, these figures on the mount type of thing, and Lockley, these people of great power, great import inside of Babylon 5, and how they are viewed by what would be considered by Delenn, you know, the worker caste. How do the people that run Babylon 5, that make it go, how do they feel about the people that are in charge? An excellent, really a really good time for this type of episode too. Now, the reason why I say that is because we've had so much change. We have Lockley now as the commander. You know, Sheridan is now the president of a brand new organization. And so getting the idea of how people feel about them, about the telepaths too, I really thought that was probably my favorite part about all of this. Because the way that I look at it, and given everything that's happened, Sheridan is basically like a messiah. He follows so many legendary type of tropes anyway, was dead, came back to life, you know, a very messianic type of, you know, Judeo-Christian savior type of thing going on. And so, of course, those people in his periphery, including like Garibaldi and now Lockley is the commander, and of course, Jakar and Londo, all of these people that are at the very core, the very center of the goings-on of Babylon 5 and really the rest of the galaxy, at least our little slice of it, they're going to be larger than life characters and figures. And I love the idea that we get to see, but again, what my point is, because they are so well known, because they have been in the middle of all of this for so long, it's kind of expected that they're going to be looked at with a sort of like either fear or reverence. You're going to go one or two ways with that type of person. You know, either condemnation, you're not sure what they're doing, or, you know, full on adoration, like we had sort of with Mac. Mac was like, hey, you're okay in my book, to Lockley, which I liked quite a bit. But what I really liked was how the exchange that they had with the telepaths, because that was basically like showing how do two typical mundanes on Babylon 5 feel about the telepath colony that's down in Brown Sector. And I thought that was an interesting way that they played it. And really what we saw in all of that was, Bo the entire time was smiling like, oh yeah, these are the telepaths, There wasn't any type of, Mac seemed a little bit more guarded than Bo. Bo seemed to be perfectly fine with them. And I think I think being around a telepath, it's a matter of trust. Yes, can you look at them and say, they're going to read my mind? Yeah, you can say that. Is that a fear? Sure, that's a fear because you don't know that they're doing it. Whenever we had Ivanova on board, she could tell when somebody was doing it. We don't have that luxury anymore without Lita around or something. And, I think that Mac and Bo would definitely know that. Okay, we're around a telepath. If they want to, they can read our minds. So then it goes down to will they? And that's the question that I think that anybody that's a mundane that gets around a telepath is going to ask themselves. Will they? Will they read my mind? And I think you're going to go in one of two camps, obviously. The camp that says they're definitely going to read my mind. I hate them. They're going to know everything, all my secrets. And then there are people that said, well, I don't think that they're going to read my mind, but hell, if they do, who cares? I'm an open book. And I'm not saying that people that have secrets or everybody's going to fall. Those are the two kind of ends of the spectrum. You could definitely be in between there where, there's things that you don't want telepaths to know or, you're just worried that your thoughts will say something that you don't really mean, maybe not necessarily something that's, prejudiced or anything like that, but something that, just an expression of fear that you really didn't want to convey and you don't really feel that way. But in the moment, it just kind of slips through your mind. Like, I wonder if they're going to read my mind. And then they hear that. And so, of course, the spectrum in and of itself is certainly not, there's many, many different tiers to it, I would think. But I thought that we really got a good kind of taste of what the everyday Joe is going to feel about the telepaths in Brown Sector. And I thought it was more of like kind of a wondrous thing, like especially with Bo. Bo was like, but Bo looked at them like he would look at the pilots. He was enamored with what the pilots could do out there. He wished he could be with them. But again, just like the pilots, the telepaths have a skill set and an ability Bo doesn't have. And while he admires that, it's not something that they can do something I can't do. He's absolutely in awe of them. They can do this. It's something I wish I could do. And again, I like that positive reinforcement that while we might not understand telepaths, and that's what you might glean from me, like, I don't know exactly what you guys can do or can't do, and I'm not a telepath, so I don't understand. But when it comes down to hanging out and getting a drink or something, I don't care, as long as we're all respectful of one another. I'm going to assume you are of me. I'm going to be of you, and let's go from there. And I thought that was really an interesting way to kind of get across that. Because, again, JMS could have easily had, like, Mac be, tell me more about being a telepath. Show me things that I don't freak out over. That's the other thing. Taking him and putting him out, presumably, kind of a mind's eye view of being in one of the Star Furies. You would think that somebody would start screaming if they hated telepaths. What are you doing to me? All this type of stuff. Don't get me out of the cockpit. Just some type of like over the top reaction. And if you really wanted to kind of keep the audience split on how to feel about telepaths, you would have had Mac act the way that he was acting. And then you would have had, or Bo, you had Bo act the way that he was acting. And then have Mac, who is somebody that doesn't like telepaths. Let's get out of here. We got to be somewhere, or something like that, where he just didn't want to be around him. But we didn't get that. Both Mac and Bo, both of them didn't mind where they were, didn't mind the company that they were keeping. And again, I think that an episode like this does a lot of heavy lifting for the overall narrative by giving us an idea of what the current climate is on Babylon 5. It's not reflective of anywhere else. Babylon 5 is a very close-knit community. And so, but I do like knowing that. I like knowing how they feel about Lockley, brand new, how they feel about the president, brand new situation, how they feel about this colony of telepaths. Very, very interesting. Just as interesting how they reacted is that JMS chose to have those two represent the community at large with the telepaths. And that JMS doesn't do anything without a reason. Friends, I will end on this one. And I know it is absolutely not feasible. It is certainly not something that is economically beneficial. But wouldn't it be awesome? And I'm going to look, even though I know they're not going to be there. Wouldn't it be awesome in a future episode just We don't even have to have the camera on them, but in the background, if you see Mac and Bo walking to their next assignment, that would be absolutely fantastic. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's time for Babylon 5 or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear, dear friends, all that is then and this is now. And now, unfortunately, it's time for us to say goodbye from the beautiful, the one and only, the bold Babylon 5. This, the 4th episode of the final season of View from the Gallery. So friends, where should we say goodbye from? Because as always, we are the Greek chorus. We are somebody that watches the events unfold as JMS told them back in the day, reaching all of the ears of so many of you when it first aired. Now it's our job, friends. We go out, we find people that haven't seen Babylon 5, and we ask them the question, would you like to see the greatest story ever told? And we tell them about Babylon 5. And thus we continue to grow the audience and make ourselves a vitally important part of the narrative, my friends. But as our reward for this dutiful service that we perform, we get to actually make ourselves part of the narrative and jump into the episode that we just watched to a scene of our choosing. And friends, this is what I thought we would do, because I really dug Mac and Bo. I thought they were awesome. Hey, Bo knows a guy. He's got a pizza guy up here. I say we do the following. Mac, Bo, all of us, we go out for pizza, and along the way, we pick up Zach, and along the way, we pick up Lita. We're all going for pizza, friends. We all deserve it. It's been a day, but it's a day aboard Babylon 5. And we have a couple more of those to watch, my friends. Until such time as we can watch another day in the life of Babylon 5. Vulcan roll, old friends, and I'll see you.